All right, so today I'm going to tell you what your next activity is. So the past couple days you have been learning about the color wheel and making your own color wheel. I'm going to remind you of a couple things and then tell you about your next activity. So most of you are either done with the color wheel or almost done with the color wheel. Down here, you need to find complementary colors. So this person took an orange and a blue. And remember, complementary colors are directly across from each other on the color wheel. So you could have done red and green. You could have done yellow and purple. You just have to have two complementary colors here. And you slowly mix this one into this one into this one, until here you have 50-50. So this one should have 50% orange, 50% blue. And this is just slowly adding a little bit. So this is pure orange, add a little bit of blue to it, okay? Again, the pure orange, a little bit more blue into it. Here it's 50-50, all right? So when that is done, you guys are actually going to turn your color wheel paper over and you're going to do a color relationship study activity, which means I'm going to tell you the colors you're able to use in each one of these boxes. So I'm going to start and tell you about that. So I'll have the directions on your slideshow and on Google Classroom. I will have a couple of these on my table, so if you need one like this, you can. But basically, I'm just going to read through this. So it says draw an approximate 1/4 inch border around your page. So do you see how this has this white border all the way around the page? And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the exact size, just a little border. Draw an interesting organic shape in the middle of your page. You can make it an observational negative space drawing if you choose. Make sure that no 3 lines touch. So basically, here's an example. So this has the border all the way around. And then right here, there's an interesting organic shape. Most people just copy this shape exactly. The main thing is to get some of your shape in all 4 of your boxes. So this little shape goes into all 4 boxes. This one goes into all 4 boxes. Actually, this one actually doesn't, but that's okay. So just copy this, that's fine. If you want to change it a little bit, that's fine. But you should have 1, 2, and then something a little bit on the edge. I'll keep these examples up at the front. Again, you can just literally copy this one. The important thing is you get the colors correct. So then it says divide your drawing into 4 equal parts. So obviously this is like this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You will use only 2 colors in each box, in each part. They will have special relationships to each other as specified in the diagram to the right. So over here is the directions. On the border, label the color relationships and names. So right here, you can read, this is analogous warm colors. Complementary, which is in the primary and the secondary. So this is complementary, intermediate, and intermediate. All right, so I'm going to explain that to you. After you have this all separated, remember you're doing it behind your color wheel, then you're going to look on here, and this says you have to have analogous colors right here. So only 2 colors. So you're going to pick 2 colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel because that's analogous. But you have to choose 2 analogous colors that are warm. So if I turn this around, I can choose any 2 colors over here that are right next to each other on their color wheel. Okay. This is a good example. So they used orange and red, but they did use some yellows in there. I don't really care. So the directions say you will only use 2 colors in each part, but I don't really care if it goes to a 3rd color as long as they're analogous warm colors. So these are the hot colors of fire, all right? Then this one right here says complementary plus primary, primary plus secondary. So what does that mean? You need to look at your color wheel and you have to find a primary, right? And then, so you for sure have to use a primary, and then the complementary of that primary is going to be violet, all right? So you could do blue, right? Because that's a primary, and then the secondary, which is the complement, is orange. So that tells you over here, so this person used blue and orange for their square here that says complementary. A primary was blue, their secondary was orange, all right? This one right here, it says analogous cool colors, right? So now you come back over here. These are the cool colors, right? So 2 colors, and you can do 3, that are right next to each other on the color wheel, that are the cool colors, like a cold glass of water or winter. So you can tell that they did that right here. And then the last box is going to be complementary territory. So I haven't explained this to you. So when I do the color wheel, I use the word intermediate. So intermediate means if you take a yellow and a red and you mix them together, you get orange, which is a secondary. Then you mix the orange and the red together and you get a red-orange. That's an intermediate color. But some people like to call them territory colors, right? So Mr. Schalk, the other art teacher, he likes to call it a territory color. I call it an intermediate color, but they're the same. So I would write this down in your notes that you took in your sketchbook, because different art teachers or different people are going to use different words for this color. So, right, these colors that come in between a secondary and a primary, I call them intermediate. Some people call them territory. So this right here says you have to have, in this box, complementary colors, but it has to be a territory and a territory, which means it has to be an intermediate and an intermediate. So if I take this right here, so this is going to be my red-orange, and this is going to be my blue-green. These are the 2 colors because they're complementary, okay? So these would be complementary, these would be complementary. So if you come over here, it looks like they use the red-orange and the blue-green for this area right here, and they wrote it here. All right, so again, this one says intermediate, but on here it says territory. All right, so if you finish your color wheel, then you finish this painting. There is a 3-minute and 40-second video you have to watch. So come to my desk and get this, cut them, glue them in your sketchbook, and then watch the video and take notes. If you are doing everything and not going around or talking, you're probably going to get to this video no problem. If you don't, then don't stress out. As long as I can see that you actually have most of this done and that you are on task, it's okay if you don't make it to this video, but your goal is to try to get to this video. All right, have a nice day.